Day two. I am really excited again to be here. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's session, which was all about great goal setting. Now, if you didn't watch that, you can go back and watch it. And today's session follows on lovely from that. So I introduced myself yesterday. I am Caroline. I'm from For Positive Growth. I'm a coach, a life coach, team coach, various coaching that I do, including group coaching. And I'll talk about that later. But let's talk about today's session, which is getting motivated and staying committed. So a really lovely build on yesterday's session where we looked at great goal setting. So we can imagine that, yesterday, hopefully, you did go away from the session, our 12 minutes together, and you did write something down, because you'll remember that I said to you, writing your goals down is really, really important, and it gives you about 30 times greater opportunity for success. So today, motivation and commitment. So why sometimes can we get easily motivated about some things and not so committed or motivated to other things? So some things, of course, let's think about this, are genuinely disinteresting. So we might have been asked to do something by someone else or at work, and we know we've got to really finish something, and it is just part of our job. And that can be sometimes challenging because we don't want to do it, we're not interested, and therefore we're not motivated to do it. But what's going on when we're not motivated to do something that we really want to do? So yesterday, if you set a goal for yourself, but you're finding, why am I not gaining or achieving the motivation that I would like to achieve this goal? So, really, really important. So today I'm going to share with you again about 3 tips or insights. And the first one that I want to share with you is understanding your values. So what are values? Values are the things that are most important to us in life. Now, we can think sometimes our values are something, but the language we use around them sometimes is a clue as to whether it's what's really important to us or whether it's really important to someone else. So we're living out somebody else's values. So that language is that you want to watch out for is I ought to or I should. So I ought to or I should quite often is led by somebody else's agenda or somebody else's values. They're not really your values and the things that are most important to you. So what's most important to you is normally going to come out sounding something like I really need to, I'd love to, I'm excited to. You're more engaged then, they're your own values. So you can simply think about what is most important to you in life. There's loads of great tools out there. I love John DeMartini's The Values Factor. He's got a brilliant book, but he's also got lots of free resources online that you can tap into. But taking time to understand what your values are, what's really important to you, really then helps you understand whether this goal that you've set yourself or anything that you want to do in life, want to be or have, is actually in line with those values. Because if it's not in line with those values, then it's not a surprise that you're not naturally motivated and definitely not staying committed to achieving it. So that's my first insight. And of course, if you want to work on values, that's something we can do together. And in the Mensana program that I run, we do a whole session on that. But the first insight was values. Know your values, better understand your values and what's important to you. So what's the second thing that's going to help you become motivated? So a bit similar to what we talked about yesterday, I think, with goals. So how is doing this going to benefit you? So think about how is what you want to achieve going to benefit you. What are you going to get, and what is the reward that you're going to get for yourself by doing it? So this again is where learning more about the brain is really interesting. So the brain moves towards rewards and away from pain or negatives. So fear is a negative, pain is a negative. So it moves towards pleasure and rewards and benefits, and away from the opposite things, obviously. But it is really important, because what is happening there, why does the brain do that? Well, over in the negative sides, in the fear, in the pain, it's a natural instinct in us to run away from those things. It's almost primitive. And your brain goes into what's called fight or flight or freeze mode. So it's running away from the things that it's scared of. And actually your language can have a really, really big impact here, because how you frame something can set it up for your brain and you to perceive it as painful or pleasurable. So a really interesting one, I think, is when we talk about if we want to work on our health and maybe on our weight. So if we say to ourselves, I want to lose weight, just think about that for a minute, because losing weight is actually it's a loss and therefore a negative, because you're going to lose something. So your brain says, I don't want to lose something. So in that particular example, if you want to work on your health or your weight, think about what the benefits are by working on that. So I'm going to feel healthier, I'm going to feel fitter, I'm going to be happier with myself. So think of the positive benefits, the pleasures, and your brain will naturally help you move towards those, because it wants to move towards those rather than it likes running away from pain. So that was the second insight. What are your goals, or what do you want to be, do and have going to give you in life? What are the benefits? The third thing is purpose. So why are you doing this? Now, we can again come back to goals yesterday and think about, we set ourselves a goal so we know what we're going to do. And then we talked about making a plan, which was how we're going to do it. So we know what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. But did we really think about why we're going to do it? Why is it important to us? And so that, in its simplicity, it's why we get out of bed in the morning. It's what we live for. It's our purpose and our why. And I think sometimes that can sound really very just big to consider. But actually it boils down to the things that you love in life. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? And maybe if we're thinking about career, what can you be paid for? So what does this world need that you can give it? So those are some of the things around purpose and your why. And again, it takes more than 12 minutes to consider this, but I'm giving you some insights around what might be holding you back from being more motivated and more committed to what you want to be, do and have in life. So 3 insights, wasn't it? There was better understand your values, understand what you're going to get, what are the benefits of doing what you're going to do, and then understanding your purpose, your why in life. So what I just said there actually earlier around, what do you love, what are you good at, that's actually come from a model called the Ikigai model. It's a wonderful Japanese model. It's basically their philosophy that they live by. And that, because they don't have a difference, it's really interesting, between work life and home life. They just have life, and what is your purpose in life? And a lot of us have thought a lot about what do we want out of our career, what is the plan for our career, what are our goals for our career, but have we thought about our life outside of work, which actually it's all one holistic whole. So I encourage you, maybe go and have a look at the Ikigai model, or if you want to join us on the Mensana program, we cover that in week 1 actually of the program, which is where we also look at goal setting. That covers 13 weeks or 13 sessions together for an hour and 60 minutes. And we really do get deeper into thinking about your values, thinking about your goals, and really getting you motivated and committed to doing what you want to do in life, have what you want to have, and be who you want to be. So, you might want to be growing your confidence. You just might want to be at your best. So those are some of the things to consider when you're thinking about motivation and commitment. So that's it from me today. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. And I'll see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. And I look forward to it. Tomorrow is about procrastination. See you then.